YouTube. We are already well in the midst of the second quarter of 2021, so that means that it's time for another EDC update video. For those of you who've been watching for a while now, most of the stuff you'll see in this video will be familiar, but there are also some new items in the rotation. Also, I will only show you the stuff that I actually carry on my body every day and not the other stuff that makes up my EDC, so I will save the EDC bag especially for another separate video. But anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it. So let's start off with the basics: the phone, wallet and keys. My phone is still the iPhone X. It's certainly getting on a bit by now, but I honestly don't see any reason to upgrade just yet. The iPhone 12 mini is tempting, but since the next iPhone release is just a few months off, I might as well just wait a little while longer. I switched back to carrying it in this Spigen tough armor case, since the Nomad leather case I used to carry it in started to peel off in some areas and developed an ugly patina. Now usually I'm all for a good leather patina, but with this case it just looked kind of wrong. So anyway, the Spigen tough armor case is bulky and ugly as sin, but it protects my phone and offers a good amount of grip, so it works for me. My wallet of choice is still the Tauruscamp grain wallet. I switched this one out for the Maker Zipper wallet for a couple of weeks, but while that wallet is also quite nice, it's just a tad more bulky and the color of the leather is slightly off. I honestly shouldn't have cheaped out when I bought it and should have gone for the natural shell cordovan instead. But never mind. The Tauruscamp grain wallet is still the best wallet I ever tried in terms of functionality as well as aesthetics. But any recommendations for something else would also be welcome. By the way, I also still carry the key to my apartment and this small pen in this wallet. Has worked great for me so far and I will continue to do so. Speaking of keys, I carry the rest of my keys on this Friedrik key organizer. I carry this in my jacket alongside my car key, but I guess it's still an on-body carry item, so I decided to include it in this video. Full disclosure though, Friedrik gave this to me for free earlier this year to try out, and I haven't stopped using it since. I don't get anything off of recommending it though, and they do not sponsor this video. In terms of the organizer itself though, there's just not much else to say about it. It looks great in my opinion, has a good feel to it and works as it should. Would recommend. So, those are the basic items of my everyday carry. But obviously there is more. Alongside those items I always carry a pocket knife, a flashlight, a secondary tool and a watch. My pocket knife of choice changes on a regular basis, but the one I carried most over the past weeks was my JE-made Lanny's clip in titanium, with the Heidi Blacksmith by Best Tech coming in at a close second. The JE-made is a chunk of titanium that feels borderline indestructible and is probably as close to perfect as a modern slip joint can get. Even after 3 years of using it, I don't have anything bad to say about it. But if I had to, I would love for it to have a pocket clip as well. But that's it. The S35VN blade stays reasonably sharp for a long time, and because of the flowing lines of this knife, it doesn't scratch up other stuff in my pocket, unlike other knives I own. Great knife overall, would recommend. Also, by the way, since last year I kind of got a feeling that the knife market dried off a bit in terms of interesting new releases. Or maybe that's just me, but most releases I've seen were either incredibly dull, or, if they were good, they pulled some limited quantity BS, so you couldn't actually buy the damn thing. But anyway, if there are any knife releases you think I should check out, let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you would like to see more about the JE-made Lanny's clip, I made a video about it back in 2019 or so, which are also linked in the description below. Aside from that, I still carry the Nitecore Tini2 as my main EDC flashlight. This one has been given to me for free by Nitecore, but they also don't sponsor this video. I have continued to use it after making the review video about it a couple of months ago, and for now it's basically everything I want from an EDC flashlight. It fits easily in my coin pocket, has a locking mode, a turbo mode that goes up to 500 lumens, it shows me how much time is left in the battery, and I can recharge it via USB Type-C. It's pretty much perfect for what it is, but again, if there's anything else that I should check out, let me know in the comments. Also, I do carry a secondary tool with me, which traditionally has been the Leatherman style PS. But I recently found out that Leatherman has apparently discontinued the style PS for whatever stupid reason, so I couldn't replace it any longer if I were to ever lose or break it. Aside from that, it's still my favorite complementary EDC tool, but I have started to carry the Leatherman Brewzer as a secondary tool more recently. Yes, it doesn't have the pliers, and yes, it doesn't have the scissors or tweezers or any of that great stuff. But it can be used as a flathead screwdriver, a bottle opener and a small prying tool, which is great in and of itself. Also, if I were to lose it, I could replace it no problem. So yeah, my current secondary tool of choice is the Leatherman Brewzer. The final item on this list is actually a new addition to my watch collection, the Junghans Max Bill 34mm with the hand winding movement. I bought this back in February when I had to send my Sin 104 in for maintenance, again, but truth be told, this watch has been on my shortlist for a while now. It came with black leather straps, which I immediately switched for these cool brown vintage straps by Hirsch. The watch is made in Germany and the manufacturer is actually located not too far off from where I live now. But anyway, I was a bit unsure of the size at first, with it being only a 34mm case diameter, but with a silver watch face and the more classical appearance overall, I think it actually wears quite nice on my 7-inch wrist. It's also probably worth noting that the watch face itself isn't actually any smaller than that of my Sin 104. It just lacks the countdown bezel and the access case. After carrying the Max Bill for a few weeks, the Sin actually felt like an extremely heavy and bulky watch, even though it's not, but there is just something to be said about how thin and light the Junghans feels on the wrist. There will be a full review of this watch up on my channel in the not too distant future, so stay tuned if that's something that you're interested in. But anyway, thanks for watching. If this was interesting to you, please consider subscribing. I make videos about EDC, cameras and tech on a semi-regular basis, and I would love to have you on board. That's it for today though, hope you're having a good one. Until next time, take care.